Welcome everyone. Thank you for joining us for today's webinar. My name is Mohsin and I am the business consultant at MindBrowser. MindBrowser is one-stop development studio for all your needs. This webinar is in association with the IoT magazine. Today, we are presenting on long-term identity access management goals presented by Alan Mas. Just a little housekeeping before we get started. If you have any questions during the webinar, please send us at Twitter handle MindBrowser. I will bring them up after the webinar and we'll have a time for Q&A at the end. Now, without further fuss, we'll turn the time over to Alan. Our presenter today is president and owner of the EBB Pass, who oversees operations of the company. Over to you, Alan.
Well, thank you for this opportunity, and I guess I kind of wanted to start out with a little bit of history as far as our company is concerned. When we first ventured out into the biometrics end of things, we started with a payment system in 2015, realizing we kind of hit some barriers to entry with the payments. We pivoted into biometric access controls. That's where we decided to come up with what we call EBPass. So EB evolved into EBPass with the coming of our software and the realization that there was a problem, and the problem was passwords. As you can see on the screen here, we've identified that the average cost of a password reset is about $70. We've realized that the accountability is kind of lost within the companies when nobody can pinpoint who's actually accessed, and that's where a lot of these facts come in, with 27% of the U.S. office workers that sell their passwords to an outsider, which is kind of a scary, I guess, fact to have. And then, of course, the security end of things, when the average breach costs a company over $7 million. And most of those breaches come from within the companies. Our solution was, of course, when we developed EBPass, and to help with to avoid future password resets when it only takes just a biometric signature to sign on, both to the computer and to the applications. We enabled the biometric sign-on with the fingerprint at first, but we've also done some stuff with facial, and our software is hardware agnostic, and looking forward to other areas of being able to have the multi-factor involved. We have a dashboard on our software that generates the reports, the user groups, the device access, and other admin features, such as the next one I'm going to talk about, the embedded sites, where it restricts employees to company-controlled websites, sticking to the same. There's no way to navigate away from it. How it works, pretty simple. Order and install the hardware. We wanted to make it as simple as possible, maintaining the fact that we wouldn't want a lot of IT work to be able to have this system. So download the software, set up the admin dashboard, initiate the biometrics, and basically onboard your team members and initiate their biometrics. You establish the permissions with the admin. The admin has control, and then go on and use the login to be able to see what happens throughout your company. So basically kind of making a little fun of it. If this is the past, and if it's how you like it, I guess that's what we continue. But I guess we're finding out that more and more people just despise the fact that they have to even know the usernames and passwords. In a lot of cases, it's something that they shouldn't. It's one more hassle that they have to go through in their day. So just kind of touching on the whole long-term identity access management goals throughout our company is that we establish ourselves as an identity management company, and we figured that that's where things are going, where devices actually know who you are. There's not a whole lot that you have to remember. You basically, your device knows who you are, and using a combination of biometrics, multi-factor, and of course building in the network to do all that for you. We've also dabbled into the blockchain and the access management through that. There's some difficulties. Obviously, everybody's trying to figure out how to make the blockchain work. We've dealt with some companies, one of them being New ID, that we figure has got some pretty good start on it with their use of the zero knowledge proof. So there's future in it. It's just a matter of time and making sure that everything kind of clicks together. So in summary, I guess identity management is making progress, but it also, we're finding out that it will take time and acceptance. We've come a long way from about 4 years ago when we introduced the fingerprint identity with the payments, and nobody at that time really wanted to give up their fingerprint. But it didn't take long after, basically Apple came out with their way of opening the phone that the fingerprint thing kind of went away, and people are a lot more accepting to it. But we also learned that people will give up security any time that they can get convenience. I mean, it's kind of the way of the land is that everybody goes for the easiest route, no matter if they got to give up the security or not. As far as our company, we are concentrating on RevPros software right now. We've kind of found a niche within the call center space or the contact centers, with the ability to have their employees or the agents not have to know usernames and passwords, and can be able to log into their computers plus their applications, and the administrator handles all the passwords and manages all that in the background. So, but we're always based around the identity access management, and we do have the ability, and we have done some other access management, such as our doors and things like that. So in a nutshell, that's kind of what it is, and I appreciate your time and patience to get this put together. I know we kind of had some mishaps on time and everything, but again, thank you, and I appreciate many of the comments and questions that you might have.
Yeah, great. Thank you, Alan, and thank you, everyone. We appreciate you being here. Thanks again for joining us today, and we'll see you next time. We don't have any questions now, Alan.